Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to the London webinar. Today is non-farm payroll, so until non-farm payroll, we will not do any trade, but we would look at some of the major charts to see what are the possibilities we're looking for, and then we will watch and see what happens, and we will make a decision whether we want to or we don't want to. Oh, New York, I said London. Sorry, I just do them. New York webinar. If I said London, sorry about that. I just miss them very often. Yep. So welcome to the New York webinar. Let's go. So what we will do is we'll look at the majors, and then we'll decide. We will only look at the majors. We will not look at crosses because it's a dollar effect, which means dollar moves. It will change in relationship to all the majors. And if all the majors are moving, some crosses will move, some will not move. It will depend on how these majors are reacting to the dollar. If the reaction is equal in all of them, you will not see a lot of movement in the crosses. If for some reason one moves more than the other, you will get some movement in the crosses, but we will not try to do that, right? Some people still not getting sound. While I'm doing the introduction, can you guys help them to get sound? It's a pretty simple thing, right? I don't think the browser has so much to do with it. I am using Google Chrome, and I have no problem. Okay, you guys should help them to do that. Let me just do it very fast. It's the last day, so I wasn't hoping in doing this. I thought by now everybody figure out how to use it. This here is your app. At the corner here is the icon where you click for sound. So we'll give everybody a couple minutes and they'll get it. Okay. So I guess we have 2471 wants to troll. So what I'll just do is remove you from the room. I don't do that very often, but I'll remove you. You're disturbing the webinar. Where is viewer 2471? I'm not seeing viewer 2471 in the list. It's probably left already. We have 74, 75, 78, 79. Probably left already. Okay. Let's go on. So let's start. I'm not drawing anything as yet. Dollar index. We are bouncing off the low. We can see that we are bouncing off this pattern. And this could basically, as long as they're in the pattern, they could make one more up or they could break and go down. We're looking for the downside because the downside is a continuation of the impulse. So if they break this low, it would be a good sell. If the NFP is anything much, they may push it back to the top. To the upside, we really don't have much of a buying setup as yet, right? You may just have to trade it if you like it, but there's not much of a buying setup to the upside. Euro also, very similar structure. If you look at it in the 4-hour, we have an impulse, we have a correction, and we're looking for this trade to come out of this pattern like this, to the trend line and out of the trend line. So on a 1-hour, we're looking for a break of this structure, but just the same like the dollar index, while they're in this structure still allows for a 5-wave pattern. So euro could also go down. So what we could do is we could wait for the news event to come rather than put an entry order. go on the 1 minute, watch the 1 minute reaction, and then decide if we want it to the downside or if we want it to the upside. I would prefer the upside. I like the upside trade because of the potential. The downside trade is limited. If it's news event in the downside, this is what they could do. They could move it pretty fast here and start reversing it. So by the time we get in, if it makes one very fast candle like this, and by the time you get in, you only have this, and that's the reversal point. So the downside, I'm not interested in. I'm interested only in the upside if they break this pattern, because if they break the pattern, we're looking to do this. So the potential to the upside is really huge. And if I get in a little late in it, I'll still be okay. The downside potential is very, very small. So I wouldn't be trading it to the downside if euro goes down, although it's possible within this structure. Right? So let's see. You're hoping for a fast move down. Well, if you trade your hopes, you probably will get it. I don't trade the hope. I wait for the structure to tell me what it's going to do. And based on this structure, I see a possible downside very, very short. And I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the upside. What if it goes down very fast and you get your wish or your hope happen? It doesn't matter to me because this structure does not show me a potential for that. If the structure changes, which means if it breaks out of this, for me, a change of this structure is if they break out of this pattern here. See this pattern here? If this breaks out of the pattern, then I will wait for it to pull back. And right at where you enter, I will enter. But only this time I'm entering with confirmation that the next impulse is going to go down. Right? So that is how I do it. I don't trade my hopes. I have no intention of, I hope for a lot of things in life, but they really don't come true. So let's go. You shouldn't use hope as a way of trading. You should actually be studying the charts and figuring out where it's going to go. And based on the strategy, it doesn't have to go the way you want it to go. Like I'm looking for the bigger structure to the upside, but that may not happen now. It may not even happen. But the downside is not valid to me. I'm not interested in it because of the structure that I'm looking at. They have to negate the structure, then I'm interested. So Pong, pretty much same thing. We can go down. The downside on this is limited. You can see it's limited because you're actually being trending down from the top here for a huge while. After they make an impulse like that, they tend to make a correction even if they're going to go down. Even if this thing is going to continue to go down, you're at a low. You're pretty much at a low. So you would rather let it go. Let the non-farm payroll do this. And I will still probably not be in it. The reason is because based on this structure, that is almost next to impossible, which means that is not likely going to happen based on the structure I have right now. It could happen. Things happen. We saw what happened to Swiss. It could happen, but the structure is not giving me that indication. It's in a downtrend. It's going down, but it's at the bottom of a downtrend. This trend is about to finish, which means the most I see this thing come here is this. That's the most I have. And in non-farm payroll, that's nothing. I'm not interested in it. That could finish before I even click enter. So if they break this structure and they go down, I'll leave it to go. And then when they do this, I would take the next trade to the downside. That's it. That's how simple trading is. You don't rush the charts. You don't try to get. But if they go up, I'm interested in it. Why I'm interested in the upside? There is huge potential to the upside. This is the potential. And if they break this structure, which is very likely, it could happen, there's a big, big, big target way up at the top here. Way up at the 270, which is somewhere in here. Let me see if I have that on. No, we don't have that fib on, and we shouldn't put a fib there. But it's somewhere way in the top here, the 618 fib. We took the 50 out, the 618. So there's huge potential to the upside, and I'm interested in the upside. The downside, I'm not interested in. Another trader is having problem with sound. I mean, there's 146 traders in the room, and only 1 or 2 people are getting problem with sound. So I'm still convinced it's not Join Me's problem. Okay, let's go. Aussie. Aussie broke out this morning, but remember what I told you guys. It is a corrective structure to the upside. We're looking for a correction after we have made this big move here. After they've made this big move, if they're going to continue to go down, which is more likely than the upside, we want a better correction, a bigger correction in here, and then the downside, but it's a corrective structure. And by nature, as we can see right now, it looks very corrective. See that? They went up, came down, went up. On the 15-minute, if you were trading, you had a 15-minute very short trade here. If you're interested in that, 15-minute trade back to this level. Now they're this level and they're making an attempt to break. I don't think they will break out. Actually, we could flip this whole move now. I don't think they will break out here. Right? It's maybe not, maybe yes. So the Aussie trade to the downside is a good one, but I don't think this consolidation is finished. So what I think is going to happen, we'll probably get a move up for a bigger correction and then the move down. So a bigger correction to the upside is very likely. Put it in the daily so you guys could see that. We broke this pattern here. We came pretty low, and I think we could make a correction back to about this level and then down, right? Not necessarily in one move, probably very small moves like this up and then down. Somewhere in there, I'm looking for a daily correction. So if I'm going to get the daily correction, it's going to go. What if this just decides to go down very fast? We could take it. If it's going to go down, the trade we wanted to trade, right? If it's dollar up, majors down, the best one to trade would be the Aussie, because the Aussie has great potential to the downside. Let me show you what's the potential of the Aussie to the downside. Daily. The Aussie potential to the downside is all the way down to this 270 here. See? This is the potential. If Aussie goes down now, this is the potential of the trade. So you can trade Aussie. We broke out. You can trade Aussie to the downside if that happens, rather than the euro and the pound. The euro and the pound may go, but they have to break structure. So we will look at Aussie for downside, and if it's upside, we look for euro and pound. Right? Let's see which one give us. New Zealand bouncing off the trend line, coming back to that trend line, retesting the trend line, and no breakers yet. Right? See this little break here that didn't mean anything. Remember this chart? And everybody was freaking out. Is it breaking the trend line? Should I buy? Is it breaking the trend line? I was like, no, you shouldn't buy. There is no buy set up there. And if you bought there, you lost the trade, right? Because there is no buy setup. Just coming out of the trend doesn't mean anything. What we're looking for is out of the trend here, consolidation, and then we will trade this here down. So what if non-farm payroll brings it out of the trend today? Great, good for us. I'm not interested in it. I'll be interested in it when they pull back. Maybe, just maybe, we will come back and look at it, but I'm still more interested. I will be still more interested in the Aussie to the downside, because Aussie is already out of the consolidation. This is not out as yet. This will be going out now. So Aussie is the one I'll be more keen on. Swiss, we're looking for downside. This is pretty clear. It could go back up to the top here, but we're looking for downside potential, right? And CAD, we're looking for downside. Remember this morning I said watch this little pattern. It's consolidating in here. We're looking for downside. This has huge potential. I show you guys. As a matter of fact, personally, for me, this is the best setup. This one is ideal. Put an entry order here. This is the only one I think, if you want to put an entry order, it's worth doing it. This one is ideal. Right? If you lose this, okay, I will be very happy to lose this trade. Well, not happy to lose it. I'll be satisfied if I lose this trade. Take this trade and lose it. Right? Then if I take, let's say, a euro sell and I lose it, I wouldn't be satisfied because I know I made a mistake. I know that what I was looking at wasn't a good trade. But this one, this is a perfect setup. If this breaks to the downside and come back up and take my stop and then go down or go back, I'd be okay with that. I'll live with that because I love this setup. It's potentially very good. Some people really don't get it. I don't think anything of NFP. I really don't think. I'm not trading NFP, guys. Let me just get this clear to everybody. I am not trading the news. I am trading the structure. But I'm anticipating that during the news event, there will be huge momentum. And if that momentum is going in the direction, let me go back slow. If that momentum is going to go in the direction of the technical trade that I'm looking for, I would be happy to be in it. If it is not going to go in the direction that I'm looking for, I would care less. I'm not trading the news event. It's not trading the NFP. It's trading. This is the technical trade. Oh, sorry. This is the technical trade that I would take regardless of what. I would take this trade, whether it was NFP or not. Right? Dennis, you're funny. So here's what we're gonna do. I will put an entry order in the CAD. I would trade the CAD. Where would be my stop? As soon as they take me in, I would put a stop here. So this would be my risk. But what is the potential for that target? Let me show you in a 4-hour. The potential for that trade I showed you this morning. First stop would be here. Second stop here. And then if you look carefully, I'm looking for them to come all the way out of that structure. Now, if they don't come out of this structure, I'll be okay, because this is what I'm looking at. You can't even see that little structure, right? I'm looking at a 600 plus pips. So let's put it in a 4-hour cycle. You can't even see that little structure at the top there. My risk would be something like I would be entering from this blue line, and I'll be looking for it to come here. 650 pips. And what would be the risk? Put it back in a 1-hour. About 80 pips. Right? That's an 80 pip stop. For this thing should be more than 600. It looks definitely like more than 600. Let's see. Yeah, 697. About that amount. So it's almost a 8 to 1 or 7 to 1. Let's put it at 7 to 1, right? Maybe 8 to 1. That's the kind of trade I like. So I would take this trade. This is the only one I'll be focusing on. I'll put an entry order in this. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you what I would do. The rest of them are very iffish. So I'll look at them and I'll make my decision when I come to them. Yen broke out of this thing, but yen, it's very close to this trend line, and we are under the bigger corrective structure. Yen has a number of factors that I don't like about it. One, this pattern is not complete for the upside as yet, so I don't think it's going to go up. Two, if they go up, it's looking very corrective, like this coming here is a correction. Yen still has the potential for more downside, so I would stay out of the yen. Let it do what it's doing without me. I'm not interested in it because it doesn't have a very good setup. Right? So I'm not interested in the yen itself. What else? Those are the majors. Those are the ones I normally look at when we're looking at a big major event where the dollar is going to be affected. We don't really look at the crosses, because looking at the crosses is useless right now. You still wouldn't do normal trading. It's not like you're going to go and trade all the charts. Right? So what I want all of you guys to do here now, get ready to click 2455. Can you type your name, please? Get ready to click which chart you want us to look at. And we're looking only at majors. Let me repeat that. In a major news event, we would look only at the major charts. We would not look at the other ones. No, we can look at anyone. We don't have to look at the CAD. So I'm telling you, you can look at anyone. Don't let me influence. I already have entry orders in the CAD. Put it that way. So we have Euro, CAD, some more CAD, some more CAD, some more CAD, GU, Euro, GU, US CAD, gold. Somebody had to put gold, yes. No, you have to type your name. 1 second, guys. Type your name in the app. You click on the app with the 0. It seems like more CAD. So it's between Euro, Pong and CAD, but more CAD. So let's go for the CAD then. So we'll stick at the CAD, and then we'll check all of them as it comes on. As it is happening, we would look at all. But the CAD, so since we're going to do the CAD, let me show you what I'm looking at the CAD. We have 10 more minutes. I'll show you the CAD, what we're looking at. Let's go through the CAD. We did this already at the start of the month. Somebody wrote DAX. Yes, we're going to have somebody to write something else. So let's go. Monthly. There are a number of factors in the CAD why I like it. This was a top. We made an impulse down. This was a low. We made a move up. We made a move down. We didn't break the low, and we made another move up. So By all means, this is a corrective structure. We're in a corrective structure right now. We have an A, we have a B, and we're in a C wave. We just broke the 886. So we're very close to the 786. And there's a likelihood that they could go to that 786, right? So we will watch what is happening in here right now. You can see that is going. So we will go now to the weekly. On a weekly chart, you can see we are getting some divergence at the top here, right? And if you look at the weekly very clearly, we're in an uptrend, very sharp uptrend here. And you can actually make it into channel. We have some divergence. You go into daily, and that daily, this daily trend is actually a channel. It looks very much like a channel. So let's put a channel in it. And if it is a channel, we're at the top of the channel. So there's a strong likelihood, and we also have some divergence between this peak and this. We don't have divergence between these two. So what I'm thinking is that if this is going to come down here, we could have one more move back to the top to that 786. And then we can see this would be a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See that? Possible 5-wave structure. So let's go to the 4-hour. The 4-hour, we have some divergence. And it is very likely that because we have some divergence. By the way, I didn't put all the fibs on. If I put the fib on the weekly, remember we showed you that that's the 270. I had that earlier for you guys. If you fib this one, we're hitting that 270, which has a 90% chance of being hit every time. See that? The 270, we have a 90% chance of hitting that every time. We hit it already. So daily, we're sitting right at that 270. 4-hour, we're bouncing up. So the 4-hour channel for us would be this, going up. I want them to break this, and then we're looking for the target at the low here, right? So on a 1-hour, we broke out of this. See that? We broke that. We have an impulse to the downside, and we're in a correction. So we made an impulse, a correction, and I'm anticipating a move back at least to this level. That's the minimum. Then I'm hoping that they will do something like this and break through. I'm hoping non-farm payroll could do that and go straight through. That would be amazing if that happened, right? And then we would look for it to come all the way to the bottom here, right? So this is the trade I'm looking for. Put it in a 15-minute. We have an impulse, we have a correction, and we're looking for another impulse. I'm putting an entry order at the low here, and I want them to break straight through. I would put a stop above here. Win or loss, I'll put a stop above here. I don't care. I'll put a stop right above that top. Win or loss, I'm willing to risk that. If I lose, if they come here and take me in, and then starts to reverse and do that, if I manage to get this, I would not put it on one candle at +1. I would not do that. So I'll probably live with that loss, right? If they come here and then they settle a little and then they start to go, I will move it to break even, right? If we get a little consolidation here on the 5-minute or the 1-minute, even the 1-minute, we get some consolidation and we get a next fall, I would move it to break even. But without that, I will have to stay with the loss. So if you're going to do this trade, this is what I would do. If you're going to do, you have to have your plan, or you can follow this plan, but you have to make sure you're making that trade on your own, because very often in a volatile market, they could come right to the bottom here, one move to the low here, and then go back and do that and go up. In that case, you will have to make your decision what to do with the trade, right? So I like this setup, and I'm going to take the trade. So what we are going to do now is wait and see. We have 6 minutes to wait and see what's going to happen. And after that, we'll give it a couple of minutes, look at it. Either we win the trade, either the trade is going in our direction, or it takes us out, stop us out. right? Your stop will not be triggered. This is stop loss will not be triggered if you're not taking in. So if the non-farm payroll comes and they do that, we will just forget about it and we will go and do what we're doing, right? Because I'm not interested in it to the upside. We'll just forget about this and we'll continue to what we're doing. We'll look at all the other charts and see if you guys want to trade anything. All the rest of them we'll look at after non-farm payroll. Maybe there will be no reaction. That happens pretty often. Don't believe that there's going to be huge reaction. Nothing may happen, right? Not necessarily you're going to have a huge reaction today. We have seen non-farm payroll where absolutely nothing happens. We also have CAD news today, which is good, right? We have CAD unemployment claims. We have unemployment rate. We have unemployment change. So maybe the CAD will give us something. Pound Yen, we wouldn't be trading the Pound Yen during the news event. And I don't advise you to trade the Pound Yen during the news event. And you're still seen as viewer. If you can type your name, that would be amazing. I'm pretty sure all you guys can hear me, right? We don't look at those crosses during the event because it's a dollar event. It's dollar in relationship to all the other pairs. Well, you have to hope if you're stuck in that, depends on what you're stuck in, a buy or a sell, you will have to hope that, it works in your way, but you may not get a lot of movement on the crosses because all the major will react to the dollar. Gold will react to the dollar and silver will react to the dollar. So we can probably, if we have a couple of minutes, let's look at gold and silver because those two will react to dollar. So, yep, we can look at them. Silver could go both ways. We talk about this. It's more like in a consolidation. So I would not be surprised if silver drops to the low here. And at this point, I'll be buying to the upside. What if it goes a little lower? No problem. I'm not scared. Silver is not going to go to zero, so I'm not worried about it. Gold has made a very big move up, and it's consolidating. It's kind of going back down. I don't know if that's going to consolidate there or if they're going to make a move to the downside. Right now, both of this is possible. They could come back right back to the down here and then go up. Or they could just consolidate here. They may even take off to the upside, right? Right now, it doesn't have a structure in a daily, in a 240 nothing, in a 1 hour, let's see. And a 1 hour, it's not giving us any clue whether it's a consolidation as yet because you only have one movement. You have one movement up and you have a small movement down. You don't have enough structure in here. If we had structure like this would be upside. Now, this could actually be a reversal to the downside because this may be a C wave. We could look at this pattern. This pattern here is an A, a B, and a C, and we could get downside. So I would stay out of gold. Because of that, I'll stay out of it. We have 2 more minutes to go. Let's go back to the CAD. Yep, and we have CAD and USD news. So the only hope is that it goes this way. If the first reaction is to the upside, I'll take off the entry order. Let me get this. I'm trying to get the momentum to go in the direction that we want it. Euro CAD means euro will move and CAD will move in relationship to dollar. So euro CAD will likely not do very much. It may go, but it may not do very much. Yep, we can go to the 5 minutes. And then we will go to the 1 minute to see the 1 minute reaction. We want a very fast reaction out of it. If you don't get it, then it's a waste of time. Let's see if we get a 1 minute reaction out of it. I really don't want them to tag me before the news event. We still have a minute to go, right? Because if they do that, that's a bad sign. They can drag you up easily. So I hope it doesn't tag us before the news event. Is the news out? Dollar positive. So it's probably going to go up. So if we want to trade something to the downside, this is going up, not interested in the upside. I'll take off the entry order now. You can take off your entry order. We're not interested. We'll trade the trade technically. And to the downside, the one we should be interested in is either the New Zealand or the Aussie, right? If you're looking Aussie downside, you can trade, right? The Aussie actually broke. You can make a decision if you want to take this trade. Let's see. We got a reaction and we got a very sharp pullback. So your decision if you want to trade the Aussie. I'm not very keen on it right now, but if you want to trade it, you could take it there to the downside because Aussie is out of all the structure. That's why we look at Aussie. New Zealand is possible too, but New Zealand is mostly okay. New Zealand broke the structure. So in the 1 minute we broke and we still make a pullback. Let's see. But New Zealand, what I believe is on the bigger time frame will pull back. I will not take the New Zealand because on the bigger there you will have to just take off your trade after the reaction. Because New Zealand is likely to consolidate after that. Aussie has made some consolidation already in the 1 hour. See, we have made the consolidation and we are breaking out of this structure. So in the 1 minute reaction you're looking at is breaking the smaller structure already out after a consolidation. So I'm not in any of the trades right now. I don't think Pong will react very much. I'm not interested in Pong to the downside, and if it goes, it's not going to react the way I want it. All right, let's look at it in the 1 hour. See, it's still within this trend. It just went down slightly more. That's it. Not big reaction. Not interested in this. Euro reacted. Euro was already out of this. What is the reaction in Euro? Let's look at the 1 minute. We are looking for the last 1 minute candle. They did get a reaction, right? 3 minute, 2 minute candle. This is 1, 2. 2 minutes. This happened a little before the news. Getting back on the long side, let's see if we want to do that. Let me see in a 1 hour. They may want to finish the move at the low here. So I will be looking for a long at the bottom here if they do that. So in the 1 minute, if you're looking for a sell, you have a sell opportunity, right? You can actually sell there, but you'll have to put a stop here. Take that risk, right? Put an entry or, well, you may wait for a pullback and then take the entry order. We're in the 1 minute, so wait for the pullback if you want. If you want to trade it down, you can wait for a pullback, sell, put a stop here, right? Not something I like to do. I just want it to go immediately in my direction before I take it. So most of the trades now would be pretty much technical trades, right? And this trade has a potential of coming down. They didn't finish the whole thing, so you still have a choice that if they're going to come here, this is a trade. To the upside, they have to break this structure now, or break this structure actually. We're getting a new structure, so we may get an early entry to the upside if it happens. I'll be looking for the break of this structure to the upside, right? So if this comes back here, you may get a sell, come back here, you may get a sell, come back here, you may get a sell, and then we'll get the trade to the upside. If it does that, we could sell it technically. I mean, if they come back here in the 1 minute, you could look for a sell, right? So let's go to the 1 minute for that. Yep, if they pull back, you can look for a trade. If US CAD goes down, then yes, we'll be interested in it technically, not on the news event, technically now, right? So I'll take off the entry order, and I'll wait for a technical trade. For me, a technical trade, you guys know, a break, a solid close sideways, and I'm in that trade down. I'm still interested in downside. I trade technically. I don't trade news, right? Silver hasn't gone anywhere. I'm looking at silver. It hasn't gone anywhere. One little candle to the downside, that's nothing. When you trade silver, I don't trade silver lower than a 60 minute, right? I don't trade lower than 60 minute. I don't even, sometimes I put it in the 240 and keep it. No reaction. Absolutely nothing happened in silver. This is it. It was here the whole, once it's in this structure, that's no reaction for me. Nothing happened. Because this structure, break of this structure is what I'll be looking for. Silver is going down. You're talking about, excuse me. Yeah. It's probably coming down, but that's not much of a reaction. It has to break this structure before I'm really interested in downside in silver. And I really do. I'm not interested in downside in silver. I'm waiting for buy here. If it goes down, I'll be happy because I'll be buying some more at the low. Right. So not interested in that. I look at silver in long-term trades, not short-term. Let's come back to the short-term trades. Maybe you guys could get something. Let's go back to the 15-minute and then the 1 minute on this and see. 1 minute reaction is coming up back, so you can make a decision, right? Like I said, it's coming up back now. If it comes back this level, you can put a stop there and take the trade to the downside. Probably half of that candle. That's a decision you will have to make. I wouldn't be doing it anymore. If cat breaks, we'll take the trade technically. Okay, let's go look at the other charts for those guys. Punk Chief, Punk Chief, Punk Chief. Everybody wants Punk Chief. Let's go look at Punk Chief. Punk Chief is in consolidation, I believe. Yep, Punk Chief. Put it in a 1 hour. And this morning I said, you're in a consolidation, trade this technically. Right? It's consolidating here. We would look for this trade. That's the trade you're going to look for. Do you want to buy it to the upside? Well, if you have the skill level, you can trade that to the upside. If you don't have the skill level, wait for it. Right? Nothing changed from this morning. Like I said, it's not going to change. Right? Basically, that's how it works. You don't really get change very much on them. What else? Let's see. Pong Yen, a lot of people were asking for Pong Yen. Pong Yen, I'm looking for a buy setup. You can see that. Put it in a 15-minute. I'm looking for a buy when they break this structure. That's a technical trade. Break that structure and I'll be buying. You can put this like here. I don't know. We'll take this off. This has no effect right now. Put this all the way to the low. When they break this structure, I'm looking for a buy in the Pong Yen. Make sense? What else you guys were looking at? Punk Cat. Some people want Punk Cat. So let's go through all the charts. Is that okay? I'll just run through all the charts. You guys don't write anything. Keep quiet. Keep all the news, all the writing for afterwards. I'll go through all the charts pretty fast. Just follow me. Dollar index going up still, right? 4 hour going up. They may come to the top here. They would very likely want to come to the top there, then down. The bigger trade next week for all of us is to the downside. If you want to trade the remaining of this to the upside, it's okay. It's a short trade. Guys, can you don't write anything? Wait until I'm finished. I'll go through all the charts and then we'll have enough time to do everything, right? Let's some wait for yours. I'll go through all of them. So on a 15-minute, we're getting a reaction. If you're going to trade it as a euro or so, you wait for a pullback and get in the trade. Let's go euro. Same thing. If you want to trade this, it's pulling back. Take the trade when it's pulled back to here to the downside. Put a stop above the top and go. It's a short-term trade. You may want to do it in a 1 minute or a 5-minute because it's a very short-term trade, right? You may want to get in anywhere here and put a stop there. It's a short risk, short-term trade. You're trading the momentum to the downside, and it could go. It could likely go some more. We're thinking that they may go all the way to the bottom of this channel again. One more wave to the bottom of the channel and then down up, right? I'm really interested in that big move up. If I'm going to get this trade technically in the next hour or so, I may be taking it. Which means, like I said, if they pull back to this level, I'll sell it. If the momentum is strong, they may still continue to go down some more. Right? I'm not seeing a very strong momentum, to be honest. I don't see a strong momentum, so I'm not very interested in trading those short-term trades. Same thing here. Pong is coming back to retest this low. They may break the low and come here, but the bigger trade in the Pong is still to the upside. That has not changed a single bit, right? If you're going to trade this trade, when they get to that low, you get out of the trade, which means you have a couple pips remaining in it. I don't think you even want to try to trade it because you don't have anything remaining. You want to try these trades. Here's where you want to trade the Pong. Going down from here or going down from here. Not here. Just here you want it to go up. You're looking at a direction of upside for this trade. Aussie. Aussie is in a consolidation, and I think they may consolidate some more in here. Let's look at it in the 1 hour. Yep, we have actually got a wick on the 1 hour. Let's see in the 15-minute. Yep, pulling back pretty strong. So Aussie may still remain in the consolidation. They did not break the low. We can take this off. And I'm still looking for this to probably go up some more. I'm looking for a bigger three-wave pattern here now. This is a 1, 2, 3 up, a 1, 2, 3 down, a 1, 2, 3 up, and then we look for the downside. So Aussie, actually, you're looking for upside, right? Aussie, the upside is the trade you're looking for. In New Zealand, fast reaction to the downside and a fast pullback. I'm not going to take this trade because it break here. It has to consolidate. I'll take it only as a technical trade. Swiss, I'll wait for them to break this pattern and then I'll look for a sell setup. If you want this trade to the upside, and it could probably go to the upside, it will be a short 5-minute trade and then you would look for the downside, right? CAD, all of you know what to do with that. If it breaks, we are interested in it. Yen, coming up, actually, it's going to go up some more. I think yen could go up some more. We will look for probably short-term downside trade. So you can take this off from here and you can put it like this. And if it breaks, you sell. You're in a downtrend. You're still in that downtrend. We haven't changed. Take this off. We're still in that bigger downtrend. If they break the downtrend to the upside, if they break this to the upside, any pullback, we would look for a buy opportunity, right? So it has to break. Right now, you don't have any trade to the upside, and you're sitting in the trend line, which is not a place you want to trade. Euro-Pound, we broke out. We're consolidating at the top there. We have divergence. Leave it alone. Euro-Oz, you're consolidating. Wait for it to finish. Let them consolidate some more. I think we will see more consolidation in here, and then we will take that trade to the upside. That is next week, not this week. You don't have a trade on that this week. Same on the Euro New Zealand. You don't have a trade. Wait for a consolidation. Take the trade to the upside. Euro CAD. You don't have a trade. They're consolidating right now. We had the whole week to trade. So wait for this to consolidate here, and you probably will have one more move to the upside to break this top. But it has to consolidate. Let it consolidate. And when they break this top, you will take the trade. We'll take a breakout trade there when they do. Right? To the downside, you don't have a trade. Don't trade it. Right? It's likely going to make one more move up. If you want to trade this to the downside, right? If you think it's going to go down and you want to trade to the downside, you see this pattern that they broke out of? You have to let it come back in the pattern, consolidate here, and then you would look for this trade to the downside. Okay? Simple. Euro Yen. Euro Yen upside, we are consolidating. I think I want to see a very nice consolidation in here, which means I want to see more than what I'm seeing right now. I want to see this. I want to see them come back. I want to see them go down back like this. Probably next week, ending next week, we'll get that trade, right? Is it going to go down back all the way to the low? I don't know. Very possible. We can look for that opportunity. They haven't broken this low. I don't think we have a sell. If we have a sell even in a 15-minute, they have to give me, let me just show you. On a 15-minute for a sell, I have to have a consolidation here and then downside. I'm not getting a consolidation to sell. Jumping into that candle going down, bad idea. And not a good idea. Euro Chief, I think we're staying out of this. Absolutely. See that thing there? Stay out of it. Pound Oz. Pound Oz is at a point where it has to talk to us. So don't do anything in the Pound Oz unless it breaks out of here or unless it breaks out of this. And then you will have a big trade to the downside or a very big trade to the upside. Of course, we want it to the upside, right? We all want this thing to go up because the up trade next week would be amazing if you get it to go. If it's going down, you don't have anything much. You have a nice trade here. You have a trade like this going down. You can see that, right? You want to wait for them to break because here's the thing. Let me show you this. If you jump in this trade here, you got whacked, right? Because it didn't go very well. You want to see a corrective structure. Now we want them to break, consolidate, then we will take that trade. It's a nice trade. We will get it, right? So put it in a 1 hour. If they're going down, let them break, let them consolidate, and then we will go in the trade. Don't jump in the trade because it broke out slightly. As a matter of fact, you have a breakout here already, right? You will need it to consolidate. I'm putting it like this so that if they break this structure, we can trade it, right? They have to break, give us a little sideways, and then we'll take the trade. Pound New Zealand, stay out of this. They broke, they're at the top there, and just like the Pound Oz, it could do both things. It could go down. As you can see here, we could go down or we could go up. Both of that. So none of it is available for us right now. We are hitting the trend line. Take that off. And take this off. We are hitting the trend line. So nothing is there. We can take this fib off too. It doesn't have much value right now. We can take these off. They don't have value right now. We already finished that. We can actually take this off and we can keep this one, just pull it like that, right? So we're in this channel, one down, one up, one down, one up, and we can still make one more down, right? Still possible. Let's pull a trend line here. If they break this trend line, we sell. If they break the top one, we buy. Punk both downside possible and upside possible. You see all the punk trades showing you, all of them are sitting between two trend lines here. They can go up and they can go down, but the bigger picture is still up. Even if they come down here, it's still upside. Let me just go through back them. I'll go backwards now. Punk New Zealand. Even if it comes here one more time, even if they come here one more time, the bigger trade is to the upside. Punk Oz. Even if they make one more trade to the, even if they make one more trade to the downside, the bigger picture is upside. So even if you make that one more trade down on all these punk pairs, after that you have a very big trade to the upside. Every single one of them. Pang Yen, if they go down one more, there is a very big trade. Even if they come down some more here, there's a big trade to the upside. See that? Very big trade to the upside. We have more Pang. Euro Pang will have to be the opposite. So let's go to Euro Pang. Euro Pang may not move a lot because both Euro is also in this structure. But if you look at this bigger structure, we're in a big sideways move. So Euro Pang is telling us that even if they go a little more up, the big trade is to the downside. You're in a big sideways consolidation that is going to go down. So which chart you want to focus on? The British Pound, because the British Pound is showing us that maybe a little more weakness, but then it's going to develop strength. And it's going to go and all the pairs on the Pound is going to move. Now let's see. If you remember sometime last year, I did a webinar showing you all those big moves on the Pound pairs to the downside. Any one of you were in that webinar? Where I did all the Pound pairs and show you there were those big moves coming. That was in the downside of these big moves. All these big moves coming in here. This one that just finished. This one here. We had the same one, this one here. And we had this here. I showed you this. I think there was this downside that was happening. Anybody was in that webinar? Nobody? Not a single one of you were in that webinar where I showed the Pound pair? Pound Yen, I think we just finished the Pound Yen. It's at the bottom. We're looking for it to go up. We're looking for upside on all of them. Right. So how many of you got all those trades? Very few of you, right? So I think it's in that webinar is in one of the charts if you go back and look. So now I'm showing you the big moves to the upside to come. Believe me, if you're not in this group, you're likely going to miss a lot of that. I'm seriously telling you that because it looks easy when I'm showing you here. When you're in when you go back and you start 3 weeks from now, you forget about that and you start trading, you wouldn't see the move coming. Aussie, New Zealand, stay out of it. Aussie Chief, all of you are in it. You're supposed to be out because it's making consolidation. If you're keeping it for the long run, good, you can keep it. You may get some consolidation here, and then you're going to get more downside, right? We're going to look for more downside after a consolidation in here. Aussie Yen, same thing. You're looking for a consolidation in here, maybe even a bigger consolidation, and then downside. Remember what Aussie is going to do. Aussie is going to consolidate. Aussie broke the trend line. It has to consolidate, and then Aussie will go down. So think of it this way. Aussie goes down. All the pairs with Aussie in front are going to show you downside. Aussie New Zealand downside. Aussie Chief downside. Aussie Yen downside. Aussie CAD downside. See that? Which are the two pairs with Aussie that is going to go up? That is where Aussie is at the back of the pair, right? That is Euro Oz and Pong Oz. Those two are going to go up. We have a big move on the Euro Oz to the upside. We have a big move on the Pong Oz to the upside. So let's look at Euro Oz. Just to remind you, we're looking for a big move on the Euro Oz to the upside. We're looking for this thing to come all the way to this 270 here, right? We've just started that move. We're waiting for a correction. We're waiting for a continuation, a correction, a continuation like this. A big move to the upside. Pong Oz, we have a big move to the upside. Right? See it? We have a big move to the upside. So Aussie will consolidate now, and then Aussie is going to drop because Aussie has broken this trend. And if it breaks that trend on the daily, We're looking for one more downside, which is to the 270, which is this one. Consolidate here and then drop to this level. So all the Aussie pairs with Aussie in front goes down, and the pairs with Aussie at the back goes up. Simple, right? So that's your plan for the next couple of months. The question is, do you know when, how, and where to get it? That's the point, right? So let's go where we were. We were in the Aussie pairs. We finished all the Aussie pairs. New Zealand CAD. I think we will see more downside to this level and then all the way to this level. We were waiting for that correction to happen. Let's see in the 15 minutes. It's only a 15 minute. Let's see if we have an hourly. We had an hourly consolidation there. They broke. They didn't go anywhere. So what you can do here now that we broke this structure, I'm still looking for a deeper correction. But what you can do is if they give you a smaller correction in here, take this trade down. That's next week, not today. Take the trade down, right? New Zealand yen, same thing. If you're getting a little correction here, next week you'll probably get a trade to the downside. CAD yen, you're looking for a pullback and then you're looking for a move down to this trend line. Everybody remember that? We're in a consolidation. So you want it to consolidate here. And then you're going to look for the downside, right? New Zealand Chief, what is CAD yen doing between the New Zealand pairs? New Zealand Chief, downside. Wait for consolidation, downside. CAD Chief, all of you know what to do with it. Let's put it in a 4-hour. We're bouncing. Put it in a 1-hour. We're going up. So now we are interested in this. I'll take this off. This is over. We made a move down. We made a move up. We're interested in that move to the upside. Remember this big pattern I show you guys, right? So put it like this. Any sideways move you get, you can buy. Any sideways move you have in here, you can buy. Everybody saw this pattern. And it's playing out amazing, right? I actually posted this one. They made the down move. Now they're going to make the up move. Let's see if we get it. Amazing how you can forecast, right? We focus this move up, this move down, and now we're focusing that move up. Let me put the chart back for those of you who haven't seen this chart, right? We were looking for that move up. We're looking for a move down, and then we're looking for a bounce up of here. It went up slowly, not exactly that, but a corrective structure up. They fell to the low. Now we're looking for these to go up. See that? So let's see if they're going to do that. Swiss yen, it's a low. They're bouncing off the low. Let's see if they correct. We'll probably look for some correction in here. And then the next move up. Wait for that to happen before you take the trade. What else? Silver we looked at already, doing nothing. It's in a sideways move. Gold we looked at already. Wait for consolidation. Oil, 4-hour, daily. Oil is at the daily low. There is a possibility they could go some more down, but I'm not expecting much more to the downside in oil, right? And if I were trading oil, I'd probably stay out of it for a while until it gives us a very clear sense of direction. Because at the low, it's dangerous. Natural gas, it broke out. You're waiting. You got to break out. You're getting a smaller consolidation. You have a nice buy opportunity. I don't know if you want to buy that Friday or wait until Monday to buy here for the next move up, right? With a stop here, just in case they decide to come back down. I'm not expecting that, but if they do it, you're protected, and then you wait for the next opportunity to buy to the upside again, right? You're looking for the buys. What else? Let's see what else we're looking at. Nothing else. Which are the charts, you guys? From these that I have, I don't think you're looking at anything in here, right? Dow Jones Industrial, I think I saw this, somebody said it's falling off the cliff, so I put it in a monthly and said, let me see where that cliff is, and if it has done anything that we don't know what it has done. So this is what it is doing. You had a move up, you got a very nice corrective structure, and you're still in the uptrend. They haven't really fallen off the cliff because we're still pretty much in the uptrend. They pierced it here one time, and they're trying to break it. Only if they break this trend, only when the trend is broken, and the consolidation happened, that you can say we are starting a down structure. They're not starting a down structure as yet. That has no. Let me show you what is a clue for a down structure to start. A break of the pattern, and you see that consolidation in there. 1, 2, 3, 4 month consolidation. Now they're going to drop. Now you're in a down structure. They have to break this structure here solidly. They have to go at least 1, 2, 3, 4 months sideways. And now you can say, well, they're going to go down. Now we may be starting a bear market. You're not starting anything as yet. They're just in a consolidation. They did that here before and then they went up. Right? So it's more of like it's in a consolidation rather than everybody's panicking. Why panic? It's like that never happened. It happened before. Look at this month drop that they had, right? Look at that drop. Look at this drop. Look at these drops. This is normal. That's how the market moves. So everybody freaking out about, oh, it's coming down. It's not coming down anywhere. That's just hype for the TV, for TVs, right? That's not going anywhere. What else? Put it in the monthly. Let's see. Where is it going? We have an arrow saying it's going to go down some more actually. So I don't know what you're going to do here because it's coming down more. We're still in this trend. The same thing we have. We have a move up. We have a 1, 2, 3 corrective structure, right? You have an A, B, C corrective structure. You're getting your next impulse. Remember the rule? An impulse, a correction, and an impulse, right? Simple. Could this thing go up some more? I think it could definitely go up some more after everybody panic and sell off their. It's going to take off back one more. So no need to panic. What else? Okay, let's get the questions now because too many writing. I ask everybody not to write anything. They still write. So Pound Chief short, but Pound CAD long. Conflict? Let me see what conflict you're looking at. Pound CAD could come down here. We're looking for upside. Definitely. Let's see if it comes down there. Pound Chief. Yeah, Pound Chief is going down. Where is the conflict? This one has a Swiss inside. That one has a CAD inside. I don't see the conflict. Let me show you what. Let me show you what you're looking at. You know, you guys are seeing conflict where there isn't. Look at this is the US CAD. It's on a daily. What is CAD doing? It's going up, right? Let's look at Swiss and see what Swiss is doing. What is Swiss doing? It's coming down and going sideways. You see conflict? That's conflict. Yeah, this one is coming down and going sideways. And this one is going up like crazy. Where is the conflict if you put cat to pung or you put cat to? They react differently. They're not supposed to do the same thing, guys. Here's what you want to do. Rather than just jump and say something, go and look at the charts and see, is there a conflict in this thing? What is CAD doing? What is Swiss doing? And what are they doing in relationship to the pound, in relationship to euro, in relationship to yen? And then you will know whether you're seeing a conflict or not. The thing is, you guys hear these hypes. You hear the hypes and wherever you're looking at things, you hear some guru come and says, well, they're correlated. And then you believe, oh, you believe in the correlation. You didn't test it. You didn't put it to see whether it's nonsense or it makes sense. And you come and you say, oh, well, that's conflict. No conflict. Absolutely not. Each one of them are individual countries with their individual currencies, with their individual economy, with their individual wealth ability, wealth capacity, I should say. So the CAD doesn't have to be like the Swiss. They're two different countries. So there's no conflict in the charts. Aussie is going down, Euro is going up. Is there a conflict? Absolutely not. Euro Oz will do something different from what, I don't know, Aussie Yen would do. Or even what Aussie Pound would do, or even what what New Zealand Aussie New Zealand would do, right? It's all different charts. You gotta learn the structure. Let's see what other questions beside conflict. USD can most probably will go down, and the CAD and the yes. I'm not in the guessing business. Can you please tell us about the indices too? We don't really do them very much here. If you learn to trade, if you learn to read the charts, you can do them on your own. What else? Let's see what else we have. Natural gas, I showed that already. We finished all of those. Is the main thing you look for a break of a trend line? No, we look for structure. We don't look for break of trend line. I explained that in one of my early webinars. You can actually go and look at it. The trend line has nothing to do with that. Right? The trend line is not important. The fib is not important. We don't look for dojis. We don't look for support and we don't look for patterns. We look at the structure. And the structure has to tell me with a very high probability what it's doing. So for me to understand structure, I need to know how structure behaves. I need to understand what pattern the structures is creating, and that's what I teach you in the classes. If you don't know that, you can come and I'll teach you how to do that. Once I teach you how to do that, you start looking at the charts differently. Your vision of the charts is like two of us is looking at a chart and we will see totally different stuff, and I can prove that to you. Let me just, you guys name me a chart you want me to bring up right now. Any charts, it doesn't matter. Better to use one that I don't probably have here. Let's take a chart that I don't have on here. DAX. Let's look at DAX. DAX is the symbol for it. Should we take this DAX? Stock index? This one? Let me see if I have this already. I've seen that already. Let's go with something else. I want to take one that I've never seen before. The German 30, I think I saw that before. Let's see. I see somebody with the USINR, USDINR. They didn't think I do that. USDINR. I can't remember looking at that. We looked at it also, but a very long time back. Facebook? Maybe Facebook is a good one. I never looked at Facebook. Let's see. Facebook, which one of these? Just Facebook? It's red. You have to give me which one of it. What is the signal for Facebook? I'm not trying to find a trade for you because I'm trying to use one that I've never looked at. WATT. Just something that I've never looked at, right? Good. Let's see. Yep, I've never looked at this, right? So we're going to put it in a monthly. It doesn't have a lot of charts in it. Let's go in a weekly. So I want you to tell me, let's get everybody on. Tell me what you see in the chart. What do you think is going to do? Go up or go down? You're looking for upside or continuation, up or down? Go ahead. Only 10 people. You'll just have to type up and down, guys. That shouldn't take you long to do. So we have more down and we have a couple up, right? More down and a couple up. Let's go look at the chart. Let me show you what I do now, right? All of you look at the chart and you're saying up and down. So let's see first thing what I do. We're in an uptrend, right? We broke the downtrend. We're in an uptrend. So let's go and see if we broke the uptrend daily. This is what the daily chart looks like. You broke the uptrend. So on a monthly, you're in an uptrend. On a weekly, you're in a downtrend. You're actually in a sideways movement. If you look at this now, you're literally in a sideways move. This is what I see in the chart. I see an impulse, and I see a sideways move here. Put it in a 4-hour. We haven't broken the lowest yet. So we're still within a big sideways consolidation. And we have finished a 1, 2, 3 wave up. I'm looking for a 1, probably 2, probably 3 wave down here. Not breaking this low. And then a 1, 2, 3 wave up. So pretty much depends on what time frame you're looking at. You probably have some down. You probably have some up. But basically you're going sideways. That's how you look at the structure. So if you say down, you're probably correct. Right now, if you say up, it's going up within this channel. If you say down, you will have to wait for this to break and consolidate to get that. If you're looking for up, you're going to get this. So you look at the chart of whether it go up or down. It's very simple. But you have to look at the chart and vision what it's going to do next. How this how this pattern here could develop. And I'm showing you how I think this pattern could develop. Because we're in a huge corrective structure. Go back. Let's go backward. Dailies. Daily, you can see we have made a huge move to the downside and we are going sideways now. I don't think this sideways is over. So this sideways has made a move up. We'll make a move down and then we'll make another move up. If you change that in the lower time frame, that let me use a different color. That is a move like this, a move like this, and a move like that. We made a move like this, a move like that, and a move up. So this blue one will be a move like that, a move sideways, and a move up. So you're pretty much going to be going sideways for a very long time. See that? That's how you look at structure. Now, how do people say, well, you're just drawing something. How do you know it's going to do that? Because that's how structure behaves. If you know where you are on the chart based on structure, you can forecast what it's going to do. Yes, you can forecast what the chart is going to do and watch it do that, exactly that. I don't know. Some of you guys are simply not listening. Okay, I think it's the last webinar. So, and it's not about the lines connecting high and low. Viewer, what is that? Viewer 24/7. You should type your name. That would be much better. So, do you use lines connecting the highs and the low to make a trading decision? Simple as that. No, I'm explaining to you for the last hour that I look at the structure of the chart and the line has nothing to do with it. Please type your name. I don't know how to explain to you that. Here's the thing with most traders. You guys are looking for a trade. Give me an entry for a trade. If I give you 10 more entries today, that's all. You can't make the next 10 entries on your own. But if I teach you to read the structure and how it could develop on what it's going to do, you can make thousands of entries on your own. That's the difference of how we look at things, right? It's not about the trend lines. It's about the structure of how the structure could develop. Can I suggest a book? You can read the Elliott Wave Theory. It's called the Elliott Wave Principles. That will give you, here's what that will give you. That will give you the patterns that Elliott Wave identified for us and what they look like. They will give you the drawing of it. The problem is if you come in here and I tell you, show me those patterns in here, you wouldn't be able to do that. If I tell you to identify patterns in this chart, you will not be able to do that. And that is where your problem with Elliott Wavers come. Most people who assume they're Elliott Wavers are bogus. They can't even read the charts correctly. Here's how I know they can't read the charts correctly. I'm not saying I can do it and they can't. If you want to know if the guy is doing the chart good, go into his charts, find an Elliott Waver on TradingView, find an Elliott Waver in I don't know in the internet. Look at 100 of his charts that he prepared and see whether they were going the way he said they're going to go. And then you will know, is he really understanding structure very well? I mean, I'm not talking about every now and then one or two of those charts will go, the way he wanted to go if you're accidentally correct. I'm talking about a bigger picture, that what are the percentage charts will do what he thinks it's going to do. And just in case you're here to witness what I said, I'm not interested in euro to the downside. And there's a good reason why I'm not interested in euro to the downside, because structurally I'm not looking for the shorter move to the downside. I'm looking for the bigger move to the upside. There's a reason why I stay out of bad trades, right? There's a reason why I'm not interested in trades with low potentials. I'm interested with trades with very high potential. The Pong, I'm not interested to the downside. I'm interested to the upside. Aussie will consolidate. I'm not interested in selling it right now. It will consolidate. There are reasons why you do this. And, if you understand structure, you stay out of trades that may go a little with very small potentials in them. You're looking for those high potential trades that will go thousands of pip if you get them to go in the direction you want them to go. You catch them from the very top. There is a good Pound New Zealand is a good example. Euro New Zealand is a good example. Euro Oz is a good example. If you guys were here from the starting of the week, you would see what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about real big potentials. Put this in the daily. I'm not talking about very small potentials. I'm talking about catching a trade from the top here and riding it down all the way to the bottom if you can. Even if you get half of this, you did well. So these are the trades I'm talking about. Not those very small trades. You will take them on a lower time frame, right? Why is it not opening? See that? You want to catch a trade from the top here and you want to ride it down to the bottom. You don't want to catch a little piece of trade. When I post this chart, there was one guy trolling it. He says, it's going up. I don't know what he's talking about. And you know what he was talking about? He was talking about this little move to the upside. And I said it could move a little more, but I'm not interested in it. I'm interested in this big wave to the downside. Potentially, here is where we got in the trade. Some of my traders got in the trade here. Some of us got in the trade here. And we rode it down all the way to this breakout and all the way to this. I got out of the trade. I'll tell you where I got out of the trade. And this one, I got out somewhere in when this deeper pullback starts to happen. I got out, I'll show you somewhere in here. I didn't get all of it, but I'm pretty happy with what I got, right? I got out before this deeper pullback started, I think in the 4 hour. When they broke this structure, I got out. I think somewhere in here, I got out, right? When this down structure was broken, because we don't know how much deep this would go. Right? Some of my traders got in back, some of them kept it. So if this break to the upside, you don't want to miss it. It's a big trade coming. You have to look at the perspective. What is the trade coming? This is the trade you're looking at, my friend. You see this blue one here? That is the trade. See this? You see this move up here? That is the trade you're looking for. How to identify pullback? It's structure. It's not just a pullback. We just call it pullback. A pullback is a corrective structure. How to identify it? You have to learn that. It's a learned skill. You can do it. Okay, I missed a lot. Let me see 1 second. Let me go through them. I missed so much. While I'm talking, if you guys typing, I wouldn't be able to see your question. Is trading structure he gets trend line to identify? Okay, good. Thanks for informing them. Elliott principle. Okay, good. We have that high moment. Yes, you don't go to. If you check Pong Chief now, no, we're not gonna check Pong Chief. We're talking bigger question here now. We're not talking about giving you a small trade. Question is with impulse and corrective move directionally. Is there a rule to how many impulses? Of course, there are rules. You have to know the structure. That's part of what we teach you, and it's 6 weeks to learn it. 6 weeks is just the basic stuff I'm giving. Well, I'm giving you all the knowledge in 6 weeks, and then you have to practice that for a good long time. So. I don't know. You wrote. I think you got the basic concept to learn, but I can't give it you here. Not broker yes, but seems like consolidating now 1 hour trend line. I don't know which one you're talking about. How do you know when it is at the bottom? Because we know structure. Okay, from 1 to 10, which number is at the bottom? That's where Hodge asked a question. How do you know it's at the bottom? From 1 to 10, which number is at the bottom? How do you know 10 is at the bottom? Because you can count from 1 to 10, right? If you know something, you know it. If you don't know it, you wouldn't know where the bottom is. How do I know where the top is? Because I know how the structure should look like. Here's a test. Let me give you guys a test to understand, for you to understand clearly what I'm talking about, how I see structure and why you don't see structure. Here is a very good thing. Can any one of you tell me what a golden apple looks like? If you can, type a Y. Michael is my student. He's kidding. Good. None of you can tell me what a golden apple looks like. You don't have a clue what I'm talking about. None of you. And you know why? You have never seen one. It's a fruit that grows in Guyana. None of you have ever seen that. It's a very rare fruit and it grows in Guyana only. And we call it golden apple. And you have never seen it. If I put one in front of you, the first question is actually, what the hell is that? Because you don't know what that is. It's the same thing here. When I teach you what this structure looks like, when I teach you what these patterns look like, when you learn to understand these patterns, when you start seeing these patterns in the chart, when I show you what they look like in the chart, that's what I spend most of my time doing in the 6 weeks, showing you in the chart what the patterns look like and how to recognize them. Believe me, once I give you a golden apple once and you eat it, if you see a golden apple or even if you smell a golden apple from a certain distance, you will know that it's golden apple. And if I mix a golden apple up in a box of fruits, you will pick it out. You will see it immediately. That's the whole concept. You can't read the charts because you don't know how to read it. Of course, you can do like me. You can go and spend a couple of years and learn the whole stuff and, put 12 hours a day down and learn it. And then if you will still not get it because you may not get as lucky as I get. And I accidentally came on the idea of how to identify a wave, which is pure accident. It has nothing to do with any abilities that I have. It's pure accident that I was studying something else and I saw that and I said, wait a second. I could use this to identify what a wave is. And I tested it. Some of my students helped me test it. We tested it and we are still testing it, and it's working amazing. It helps us identify those patterns very, very good. And we were like, wow, this is eye-opening. So now we can say with 90% guarantee and 90% surety that this is what the structure is doing. And that is why I can post a chart like this. Where is the daily? I can post a chart like this, and you can have 10 trolls in the chart telling me it's going up. And I am telling you, I'm not interested in the upside. If you read any of my comments, I said, maybe it's going up. I'm not interested in the upside. I'm interested only in the downside. Right? You can go read all the comments. If I can find it, where that guy, somebody was, trolling the chart and said, I don't know what he's talking about. I have an upside and I made 20 pips or 30 pips buying it. Right? Crazy stuff. I'm not interested in it. And the reason I'm not is because I can see that that structure is ending. I can see that this structure is ending and this big move is about to happen. I saw that. You're not guessing your way. You're not putting some bat pattern, some rat pattern, some cat pattern. You're looking at the structure. It's not about a trend line. It's not about doji. It's not about what else you learn. It's not about support and resistance. It's just about the pattern. Right? You look at the structure. What pattern is that structure making? And structures make very distinctive patterns. They're not bats, they're not rats, they're not cats, they're not butterflies, they're not anything. They're distinctive structural pattern that Elliot told us about. Now the question is, can you identify those patterns? And you can't. I promise you can't. That is why I can help you there. Whatever name you give it is just a name. Give the pattern a name. It doesn't make a difference. We use those patterns and we can identify them very clearly. And then we can tell you with very high probability that thing is going to go down. And what it does, go down. See that? That's what you have to learn to do, my friend. We knew this one was going to go up. We knew that was going to go up. And I'm telling you now, you say, well, okay, what is the next move? I'm telling you now that the next big move on this chart is to the upside. It's going down, and I'm saying to you, no. The next big move is to the upside, not to the downside. Do you see me drawing any pattern there? Do you see me drawing any fancy thing? Do you see me coloring it fancily with a whole, blue, green, brown? I look at some charts, and they're so colorful. I don't know if those guys are living in Brazil and in constant carnival. You don't need to color your charts with a whole lot of fancy color. You don't need to put any big fancy thing like this. You don't need to do all this stuff. There's no need to do that. Just look at the charts and you will learn. If you know how to read the charts, one arrow is giving you a sense of direction of where it's going to go. That's it. That is how simple this thing is. You can complicate it. You can put 10 moving averages. You can put pin bars. You can put advanced patterns. You can put, I can't show some of those charts. I see some of those guys draw circles and squares and all kind of stuff on the chart. You can make it very colorful. You can make your chart blue, green, orange, whatever color you want on your taste. It will not change what the structure is going to do. Nothing will change that. It's very simple. Let me just show you back again. I'll do this the 120th time I think I'm doing it, but I'll do it again. And I'll repeat it as often as I can. It's very simple. It's an impulse, a correction, an impulse, a correction, another impulse. A bigger correction, another impulse, an even bigger correction, and another impulse. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a correction, an impulse, and an impulse, a correction, and an impulse. Where would it go? I think it's going up. If it breaks and it consolidates, we will all be in that trade going up. Do we have, probably it's going to go up even today, but today may be already too late to jump in. I don't like jumping trades on Friday and be stuck there until Monday, right? Because they're already breaking out of this. We want them to break this structure. Let them break out of that structure. When they break out of this structure, Monday, what they're going to do, we have a trend. This one is actually going to go. If you want to get in early, you can do that, but here's what it's going to do. It's going to do this, and then you can get in. Look where we're going to get in. I will get in right here. You will get in here. You may get lucky if you manage to take that off. You may not get that because it may start to consolidate from here, and I will get in right here where you got in, but only now I'm getting in with the trade going in my direction. What would have been the best trade today? This one, the break of this structure here. Why didn't we take that? Because it's non-farm payroll. You don't want to do something like this in non-farm payroll. When they spike up, they spike down, and they can do anything, right? So that is what you want to do. It's not about that, Michael. Thank you, but it's not about me being top. It's not about me being that. It's about understanding the structure. And you guys have a chance to. Somebody keep calling. Come on. If I take you off, I'm busy. You know. So let's go. So, okay. Finally, it sank in that, it's not working. So let's go. What are the questions you guys have? I promise you today, we're already very much into it. If you guys have, I see some people have got tired of it. They've gone. They probably have gone to draw some advanced pattern because people don't like when I criticize what they're using. But hey, if it's not working, you can keep doing it. You don't have to worry with me, right? So I'm going to give you here's what the thing. I can spend a lot of time here and show you all the patterns. It's useless. What you can do is read the book and you will learn some of the patterns. The problem is when you learn the patterns and you realize you can't find them anymore in the charts, give me a call, right? Buzz me first. Don't just call like this guy. Buzz me first and know that I can answer you. I'll tell you, yes, call now, right? So, okay, guys, if you guys don't have any more questions, I think we can call it a day. Anybody has any questions? No, the free webinar, this is the last one. For this, maybe I'll do some during the week, one a week or one every 2 weeks, but this is the last series that you're getting that is open for everybody so long. Viewer 2407, yes, I can do it. But I'm sure that is not why you asked the question, but I could do it. I see the patterns. I'm just putting the line for you to see them. I could see the patterns without the lines. I don't need the lines to see them. Sure. What else? I got more knowledge. Oh, thank you very much for that. What else? Well, thanks to the. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I guess we'll call it off since everybody's saying just thank you. Stop losses. I don't use trailing stop losses a lot. I use stop losses. So I want to thank you guys for coming. You've been an amazing crowd for the last week. And you can follow me in TradingView. Don't forget to click the likes if you like what you see. You can write the comment if you feel like. The comments count now, so you can write a comment. And if you're in TradingView, please, if you want, please sign up for the charts. Support those guys. They're doing an amazing work, right? We're all here because of them. You met me because of them, right? So if you think what I'm doing is good, sign up for the charts, right? And I'm not the only one there. There are a lot of very good traders there, excellent traders, right? So sign up for the charts. Even if you have to buy the minimum, it's okay. So I'll see all of you next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.